Alright, so we're back out here in the garage again tonight. Gonna mess on this comment a little. A couple of y'all said you wanted more content, so I'm gonna give you what I got. So here's what we got. We've gotten a few things, and we got to open up some mail that we have gotten, and Mike handled some stuff at the shop. I got some pieces started on yesterday, got these done, all this done, so I'm gonna show you all of that where I'm at. So he got the let's see here, this is going to be the hot side welded up, so he's got all that welded up. He said that his welds are not the prettiest, so he wasn't happy with them, but he said that everything was welding really dirty. He don't know if it was me using the same cutoff wheel, because he said that I shouldn't be using, you know, the same wheel that I cut steel with. I shouldn't be using it to cut aluminum. Or if it was just like the, you know, the crappy cheap metal. But, I mean, they'll hold, so it'll work. We have to put the little bead on the end of it, so it's going to need to get a bead on the end of it, but we'll do that this weekend. I've seen a couple of videos where they take like a crimper tool and cut some of the teeth off of it, and then you just manually go and squeeze it all the way around, so you don't have to buy the bead tool. So I'm gonna actually look that up tonight on YouTube and refresh my memory. Tomorrow we close at 11, half day, so I'm gonna grab one of them and then cut it up and modify it, so we can work on that. The other thing that Mike got done the other day, and if y'all are not subscribed to Mike's channel, look up Blanton Dynamics. He's got a lot going on right now, so he hasn't been posting like hardly anything. I give him hell about it all the time. But go ahead and subscribe to it, because once he starts rocking and rolling and actually putting some content up, hopefully, that way you're already in there. So it's not like you're late to it, you know, because it's a new channel. And he does some mechanic work and welding and fab, and he's actually going to be building a Mini Cooper, or that's what we've talked about for about a year now, doing a Mini Cooper LS swapped turbo. And we're talking, you think Turbo John is a budget racer? You ain't met Michael Blanton. He's a budget dude. So Mike's amazing fab. Me and him work together, amazing, creating stuff. So he plans to, he's got some wild ideas, like a LS swap with a 7.3 diesel turbo, or twin 7.3 diesel turbos, like all this crazy stuff, you know. I'm going to help him do the tube chassis, you know, because I have got my hands wet with this a little bit, but we're talking trying to possibly do a 25.5, you know, probably a no prep car, Mini Cooper, so it won't weigh nothing hardly, and we're talking about cutting the floors out of it, everything. But that's long term. He's putting up a shop, and then we plan to, you know, build his car out there, and then take the comment out there for a lot of stuff. But and once we start doing some street hits with this guy right here, it's going to be me and Mike out testing on the streets and everything. So we are going to do street hits. So this summer, if this thing gets up and running, hopefully by the end of summer, y'all will have hopefully all kinds of content of straight off the trailer 2 a.m. street hits. You know, that's we ain't scared to go to jail. We ain't scared to get a ticket. So anyway, but let's get back into this. Got the water pump here, got it in the mail. So we are going to get that opened up, and then got some odds and ends fittings. I actually ordered some of the wrong ones. And Mike actually also got this welded up. So this is the steering for the car. So he got both ends welded up the other day. So that's pretty cool. And they actually look pretty good. So he said these were pretty decent, you know, not his best of work, but they're decent. They welded a lot better, he said, than the aluminum junk. So there's, if it would focus, you know, there's some of Mike's, you know, welds whenever it's actually decent. But I'm gonna take the cotter pin out. I just had that for mock-up in there. You know, we're gonna get this back in the car now that we have solved the oil line issues. Besides that, we have the fitting for the heads. So you have a fitting over here on this side of the Coyote, and then you have this fitting on the Coyote. And when I ordered this, I ordered it actually as a dash 12. Not thinking, I didn't really know much back then. Now we need to make some changes. So I was going to order, let's see here, that is a, I think a 20. No, 16. Pretty sure that's a dash 16. And you can't get anything but a dash 16 because they have limited, us on the size. This is a dash 20 on the water pump delete, and yeah, you can see the difference. So this is going to be a dash 16. But even this, I had bought this one secondhand used off of eBay for a good deal, and this is dash 20 and this is dash 12, I'm pretty sure. So we have ordered a piece for this. I don't know if it's in one of them bags over there or not. We're about to start opening stuff up. I have a bunch of stuff that's supposed to be here like this weekend, and then a bunch more coming in on Monday. So on this piece, okay, this is dash 20 in the front of the motor. I need a dash 20 also going in there. If you look up a dash 20 ORB to dash 20 flare, that adapter is like $50. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. I dug all over the place trying to find some way to get it cheaper. Couldn't get it cheaper. So what I decided we're gonna do is, since I already have this, because if I buy a $50 fitting, I'm taking this out, putting this to the side, and then threading in my $50 fitting, and this is going in storage. That's kind of stupid. So being I already own this, I'm gonna take it and cut this off right here, and then we will just drill this out with a large step down bit, and then we will take our dash 20 and weld our dash 20 bung right to it. These are about $15, the listing price is $15, but it's probably about $18 or so with taxes and fees and everything for 2 of these. So why would you spend $50 on a fitting? That's absolutely stupid when you already have this. So we're gonna take this, cut this off, and then weld a bung to it. Bam, now we have a dash 20 fitting. That easy. Easy peasy, right? So that's gonna save me like $50 right there, and all I gotta do is some grinding, cutting, and some welding. So that's gonna be that. But with this piece right here, I paid freaking like, I don't know what it was, $130 or $180 for these 2 pieces. I shouldn't have done it. Man, I've learned so much from this. Never again will I, would I in the future do that crap. What a waste of freaking money. So especially now that I know I can't even get a dash 20 on that side. But basically, you've got one that goes, or this one, I know that this one comes off and goes to the water pump, and then water pump goes to the radiator, okay? And when this comes off and goes to the water pump, on this side of the water pump, the outlet side, a lot of people are running this head to the outlet of the water pump, okay? And then this up here is going to your radiator, because I'm not running no heater core. So from everything I'm understanding, that one goes to the radiator. So basically, one is the inlet or outlet, the other one's the inlet or outlet on the motor, and then that's just going to be the crossover. The back side of the heads have been modified for the MMR coolant thing. So there's fittings on the back side of the heads that actually cross over to cool cylinder. I'm probably going to say it wrong. 8 and 4, I think, on the back side. So that's already been done. That crosses the heads over back there, but you have to tie this in, being there's no heater core. So this goes in front of the water pump from everything I read. But being these are main inlets and outlets, I want dash 20. That one was easy. And then that, the stupid fitting up there, or maybe that's what it was. Maybe you can't, maybe that is dash, no, that's dash 16. Okay, I was about to say, maybe that is dash 20, but no, it's not. It's clearly not. Anyway, I'm all over the place. To save money, what we decided to do was take the factory water neck, which has a steam line that goes from here to somewhere else, and Mike simply put a dash 20 on the end of this. So I'm gonna get this off, and then this will get mounted here like this, but this needs to be painted and cleaned up first. I need to go ahead and try to paint that black tonight. And that's gonna go like that basically. So you'll have a dash 20 there and a dash 20 there. The top of it, a lot of people tap it for a bleed off. I tapped it yesterday, and y'all, I absolutely suck at tapping. So I looked up what drill bit size was supposed to be for a 3/8-16, and it wasn't happening. The tap wouldn't go down in there. It was like threading out the holes, like pulling, the threads out or whatever. So I ended up getting a bigger drill bit out and doing it. And it's tapped in there and it goes in, but I don't know. I was going to take it to the shop and ask Mike. Maybe I'll take it tomorrow. But like, why is this so loose? See that? So it's in there, but it's like, it's really loose. You can hear it. Okay? So you can hear my piece that I have tapped in there. It's the correct thread and everything. It's just loose. So I don't know if, like, that does not seem right to me. You know, if y'all have any opinion, let me know. But it's definitely the same thread size, and you know, I tapped it, but I don't know if maybe it's loose just because when you put the Teflon tape on it, then it seals up. But most of the pieces that they use have the little square on top of them where, you know, for like a bleed off or whatever. Let's see here. Like this, okay? So most people use this style, but I don't have one in that size. So that's the reason why I used what I had. But I'm thinking that what we'll do now, depending on what y'all tell me and what Mike tells me, is I might just up this a little bit bigger, re-drill, re-tap this, and then put a traditional one in. Or I may just order some kind of, I'm thinking about even a ball valve or a check valve is what I was kind of thinking about, with a hose, and tapping it and putting it in there. That way you can literally just turn it to shoot steam out, to relieve pressure off the system. Like if you needed to real quickly like undo some lines or something, you know, I think it would just be another useful piece properly. But so let me know what you think. Is that right? Or, I mean, it easily threads in there. It's just loose. Like why is it like that? So I don't know if that's just Teflon tape or what, but okay. So that needs to be painted tonight, scuffed up, put on the motor, installed. Let's see here. This is our -8 Union. So I messed this up also, y'all. And in case somebody else don't know, I didn't know. I literally couldn't wrap my head around it at first. I was confused at why they were telling me that this is a -20, you know, a -20 piece. And then at first I was like, it's not. So what, you know, it did, and even that up there, I was like, it's not 20 AN. And then I was like, okay, it's just a simple reducer, you know, an adapter. That's right, but this right here, this side has an O-ring on it, okay? So I was like, well, that's obviously not AN because AN is, you know, tapered like this. So I was digging the other night like crazy trying to figure out what kind of national pipe thread, you know, maybe this was with an O-ring. What I learned was that this is actually AN thread, but it's called an AN-ORB, which is AN O-ring bossed. Both of these fittings, these pieces are AN-ORB. So if you don't know that, that's something I learned. And if I'm wrong, please comment below right now to teach me, because I had nobody to call, nobody to text, and I just dig on the internet and did some reading, and that's what I figured out. So I've ordered the correct fittings, but I had originally ordered for my fuel pressure regulator. Let's see where it went. Right here. One is -10. That's -10 and that's -8. So this is going to be on the return side. So we're using -8 on the return. So I needed to step down the 10 to an 8, just so everything would, you know, be the same. Because on the tank back there, I'm pretty sure that's a -8 return. So it wouldn't have made no sense. That way I can just order a NASCAR used line. So anyway, I thought, getting back to this, I thought that, you know, if it said that it was a -AN port, that you just order an AN union like this. So I originally ordered an 8 AN and a 10 AN to 10 AN to 8 AN union and 8 AN to 8 AN union, because I was literally just going to take this and screw it right in. And then that's what I learned the other night before last, that these are O-ring bossed, is what these actually are supposed to be. So I have ordered the correct fittings for that, and just waiting for them to get here. That way we can mount up the fuel pressure regulator. And this is basically what we are looking for. So this is an AN, you know, flare on this side, and this is an AN ORB on this side. And this is actually one of the sizes I need. But if y'all check this out real fast, let me know what you think. This is a -8AN. Okay, it screws right in, super easy with my fingers. No issues at all. And then that's where it gets tight. Look at the gap. So why is it like that? Like, why is that O-ring not squished, but it's ORB? Like, it's the correct fitting. Man, I already can't even get it back out. But it's not squished down. So it's almost like I need, like this one over here, you know, shorter threads. So I originally thought, well, let's just cut this one down. Let's take some of this and cut this off, and then it'll squish the O-ring. And I was like, no, let me just order another one. So I've ordered another 8AN to 8AN ORB, and I'm going to see if that one comes shorter. But these come off of something else I had on this car. I just don't understand why that doesn't seat up. I mean, the threads literally just stop in there. You know, it's not like it's messed up or anything. They just stop, like down inside. Trying to get it to focus. They just stop in there. So if you understand that, let me know also why it's like that. Like, why doesn't this one go all the way down? And my other question was, I can screw the 8AN flare, okay, side right in there. Well, you can, trust me. Okay, I can screw that in there perfectly fine with ease, and it seats up. I mean, it seats up nice and tight because it has the flare on the end. Why can't we take a 8AN union flare to flare, and I've already tested it the other night and I put it on there. Why can't we move our O-ring from this side to this side, this little groove right here? Like, they're almost the same. This groove is a little fatter than this groove, but why can't we just put our O-ring in that and just screw that straight in there? Or can we? If you have any knowledge on this, let me know, because I'm trying to learn about all these AN fittings. Because then you could just use like this AN flare to AN flare, put your O-ring on one side, and install it in an AN ORB port. So that would definitely help me a ton if you know, have any insight on any of this, you know, because I'm ordering fittings left and right as I learn, being I'm self-taught and I don't have anybody to teach me really. And I mean, I'm sure I can call around, you know, I got a couple, you know, obviously I know Turbo John and, you know, a couple other people that know a lot of stuff, but that's where one thing y'all got to learn about me is I'm self-made, and I don't like, unless I'm desperate, to message anybody and ask anybody anything. I will read for hours on the internet or Google for hours or watch videos for hours before I spend 10 minutes asking somebody something. I just self-taught, man. So these are the Ys that come in for the fuel lines. So your fuel lines, you'll have a fuel line, an outlet from the tank. You'll hit the fuel filter under the car, and then it'll come up one single fat, let's see here, I'm going to get this wrong. I've got notes in my phone. I'm pretty sure it's a -12. I've got it wrote down, though, what TKM told me I need to run. So that's solid. But it's going to come in, and then it's going to Y like this, hit both of the rails, and then the rails come off of each rail. They'll ride back together underneath here, and then they'll shoot out the back to return. And then we're going to put I think I'm going to put the regulator in the trunk just to keep the clutter where there's no regulator underneath here, since it has to wire together. Probably I might change that also, and put it in the trunk. That way, if you're messing with the fuel pressure, you can just be back there to fuel pump, fuel pressure, fuel pump relay, fuel, everything's back there. Lines just come up here. That was my thought process. If there's anything wrong with that, also let me know. Like, if I have to have the fuel pressure, does it need to be near the motor, or can the fuel pressure regulator be in the trunk? I don't see why it couldn't be in the trunk. I don't see why it has to be at the motor, but y'all might know something I don't know, because I'm not the smartest with this stuff. So we got some more -20s laying around, and we did order some more stuff. Let's see here. Let's open this stuff up. These should just be some fittings we got in the mail. Yep. So I think these are actually, that's going to be our -6 union. So that's for under the car, where the other night we did the transcooler lines where they need to go together. I said I was going to put a sensor right there underneath the car in that video, but I decided against that. That way there's not a sensor underneath the video. It needs to be underneath the car. If it goes bad, it needs to be changed or messed with. I'm gonna just put a union in there to combine them together, and I'm gonna actually put the sensor in the trunk with everything else. That way it's nice and simple to work on. This is gonna be a reducer. So there was something that I needed to reduce. Let's see here. This is gonna be, I think the dash 20s, yep, more dash 20s. All of the coolant lines under the car, they're gonna run in the car, are all gonna be dash 20s. All up here is dash 20s. A lot of coolant stuff is dash 20. So I went ahead and ordered 4 of these. The back of the puke tank gets dash 20 for the burn down tubes, and so I went ahead and ordered more dash 20s. So we've got plenty of these, and I've got 4 more coming also. So there, Mike's gonna be welding dash 20 everywhere. So that's that, and then this should be our water pump that we went over in the other video, and I will leave in the description this time the seller's information off of eBay. Let's see what we got right here across the top. Oh, perfect. So here's his information right here. And here's what I paid, everything. So perfect. Let me show you all this. All right, so there's the name of the business. You should be able to probably search that on eBay, and that should get you the information. There's the link right there to eBay. It's gonna be Terry Rosebush Motorsports. It looks like how you pronounce that. That's who the seller is on eBay. But here is the packaging slip of what I paid. So you can see out the door I was $165.84, but the actual list of it was $140, and it is a billet aluminum big blur. This one's a small block Chevy electric water pump billet aluminum, 55 gallons per minute, but I'm pretty sure the listing said big block Chevy. I don't care either way because we're modifying it. So we're cutting it up and we're modifying it. And I was talking in the comments also in other videos about that. And man, I really appreciate y'all's feedback and information, man. Y'all don't even know how much I appreciate it. So there is our unit. So let me flip the camera around and we'll go over this. All right, so there's our unit. It's gonna be a CSI unit. I mean, this thing's nice. That's some freaking weight, man. I wonder if we could wonder if I could put this in the trunk also. Man, I don't want to put weight on that nose. I need to scale the car. Actually, you know what? I think that's what we might do this weekend. So being the weather's gonna be crappy this weekend here in North Carolina, it's calling like literally, so check this out. One morning it's gonna be 28 degrees. That afternoon, same afternoon, I'm serious, 70 degrees. That's what it's calling for. Then there's also tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings for tomorrow and like Saturday. That's Wilmington, North Carolina weather. I'm not lying to you. So our plan right now is this thing goes in the side. This thing is going to get cut and an AN fitting definitely welded on that too. Mike has been welding a ton of stuff for me, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Looks like these threads need to be lubed and cleaned up. So I guess that just cranks down in there. Yeah, it starts to get tight, but I wonder if it's just dirty. We're going to clean this out really good. We're going to weld an AN fitting on that. Let's see if the dash 20 will work. The dash 20 works beautifully, beautifully. So I will probably carry this into work in the morning and take these legs off tonight and go ahead and get some dash 20s. Mike hopefully can weld them for me tomorrow. I hate how this thing looks like sticking out. Maybe we'll cut it way down and weld our AN fitting like right on there, you know, right to, you know, closer to the end of it so that it's not so far out. They're saying that actually fits inside there, so we could actually, let's say, cut it down to like right there if we wanted to, but I probably shouldn't do that because we need some room to tighten it down. I think we'll just cut this down some in half and weld the AN fitting on there. Anyway, so the legs, I got to figure out what to do with the legs. I've got to verify this. Then on the small block Chevy, both of these go in and then one comes out, or one comes in and both goes out. Either way, I'm pretty sure these two do the same thing and then it doesn't loop through. And we can also obviously hook up some hose to it. Once we weld the dash 20s on, I could hook up a hose and put it in a bucket and see if it spits it out 2 of these, or if I barely put, you know, these ends in the water, if it shoots it out of that. Obviously you can test it, it's pretty simple. But I'm just curious, y'all go ahead and save me some time. So this top piece looks really clean. So that looks like a different red, like it's been rebuilt or changed out, which is cool, but because this looks a lot rougher than this piece. Anyway, our idea was either Mike was like, well, we can rebuild plates to go on the end, and I do got some excellent thick aluminum plates outside, and then we could just put the dash 20 straight off the end, or I'm lazy. I was like, we already have these pieces that the plate's already done. You know, we can literally just weld the dash 20s on like that. And if I needed one to go up, I can make it go up, you know, vice versa or whatever. But Mike was like, it'd be clean if we took some plates and welded them on it. Let me see if we got the room. So we don't really have the spacing to weld a dash 20 in the plate. So definitely going to need the legs. So I think I'll just keep the legs and be nice and simple. But I'm thinking having Mike come off of either right here or right here. I'm going to mess with that later tonight when I turn the camera off. And, you know, have some basically just universal mounts. Some tabs that come off the side that you can bolt something to wherever you decide to bolt it to. That's the thoughts on the water pump like that. Like I said, for the Coyote water pumps, seriously, like 280, 320, 260 for the water pump and a couple fittings. And I was like, no way. I told y'all in the other video, not doing it. But all of them were 55 gallons per minute for the Coyote stuff. The other guy was commenting too in the comments on the last video. He said that he was running like 38 gallons per minute, whatever, and that it was working perfectly fine. That 55 gallons per minute is moving a ton of water. And I agreed with him, and I hope that he's right. So even if this unit right here is 38 gallons per minute and it's not 55, then hopefully he's right, because he thinks that I will be perfectly fine moving only 38 versus 55, especially with no thermostat. He'll just be free flowing. So hope he's right, because I'm learning as I go. But I also hope that this is a 55 gallon per minute thermostat or pump, because when you go to buy the Coyote kits, they all of them for the Coyote, they come with 55 gallons per minute. And I have to think that there's a reason why all of them kits come with 55 gallons per minute versus a, you know, less pump, you know. But who knows? I'm just trying to make sure I got enough. I'd rather have too much than not enough, you know. So I don't think you can have a ton of flow. So that's where we're at. That's a couple simple things. Hopefully y'all can help me with that stuff, and hopefully you can answer some questions for me. Yeah, hopefully Mike comes to work tomorrow and he can weld up some of these fittings, and we'll have something to do this weekend, is to put together, start assembling some of this. We're also going to this weekend or tonight. I don't know how late I'm gonna work out here tonight. It's already 7-ish, I think, 7:30. Y'all probably like, man, that's early. I'm literally in bed a lot of times by 6:30, 6 o'clock. Normally I'm laying in bed at 6 o'clock, shower at like 7 or 6:30, and me and the wife are literally in bed, say between 6 and 7 o'clock. Harper goes down like 6:30, 7 o'clock, so we kind of hang out. But here lately, when she goes down at like 7, I come down here and work a little bit. So I don't know how late I'm gonna work tonight. I might go crazy and pull an all-nighter really late till like 9 o'clock. Now, if y'all watch some of my other videos, y'all know I can go till 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning all day, perfectly fine. It's just sometimes after busting butt at the shop all day, I don't feel like it. So, and I can't make tons of noise down here in the garage anyway. So I'm gonna do a bunch of measuring on lines. We got to order some AN lines for the brake lines. They're like 3 AN. And I need to do some research on the end fittings. I have a bunch of stuff from when the first time I did the front brake system, but then when I changed to the strange calipers, now it's all you know, AN fittings versus what it was before. So need to do that, and then now once we figure out where we're gonna put the water pump and all that kind of stuff, we can start measuring for the lines, and then I can start looking on eBay and finding what I need. I also ordered more burn down tube. I know I said that like a week or two ago from TKM. So shout out TKM. I appreciate it. Skinny got my order shipped out today. I ordered it literally at like 2 o'clock or something, and it's already shipped. So I won't be surprised if it don't get to me tomorrow, because a lot of times TKM stuff is like literally overnight. It is mind blowing how good their customer service is. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap that up. So that's where I'm at. That's another update on the car, and hopefully this weekend we might put it on scales, but we're probably gonna be pulling a lot of line measurements and doing a lot of note taking and putting in some more orders. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.